Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank, and I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing a band made t shirt. They're a Japanese rock band. It's five chicks, and they dress like maids. That's why they're called Band Aid. Anyway, band made. Today I went out and I had some sushi. It was good. Nothing really special to report on that. So I'll jump right into the bullcrap I want to talk about. As you guys know, I enjoy K-pop. I used to only talk about K-pop. I used to do a K-pop podcast. But finally something came up that I want to talk about. Okay, if you're a heterosexual male or a girl that's ugly and can't get a man, so you pretend to like girls. There's this group called the Seraphim. They're on the Hybe label. Hybe label. I don't know why I'm talking funny. Anyway, um, this group, it's a six-member group, and the only member I know of anyway, her name is Garam. Kim Garam. Last name Kim, first name Garam, but she's Asian, so you say the first name second and the last name first. Kim Garam. Okay? Anyway, she's the visual of the group. She's a singer, whatever. She's also a model. Anyway, the point is, on a scale of 1 to 10, she's a solid 8. Okay? Now I'm talking to the heterosexual males here. I'm talking to the chicks that can't get a guy, so they pretend to like women. She is a solid 8 out of 10. Solid 8. Do you know how hard it is to find a woman that's actually good looking these days? Have you been to the supermarket? Have you been outside? She's a solid 8. I don't know how I don't know how else I can express how good looking she is. Okay? Give me 2 weeks, I'll have a restraining order. Anyway, so when anyway, she got kicked out of the group. She got booted out of the group. She got kicked out. The record label terminated her contract. She had been on hiatus for about a month or so because of bully allegations from middle school. So apparently, and now this is cancel culture basically. This is the one thing I don't like about other countries, how they let America influence their pop culture or like their latest trends. Because other countries are usually a few years behind America. Granted, I don't know why people copy America with anything. I have no idea. You know. Now, I'm not being one of these people who's anti-American. Like, I'm not kneeling for the anthem, okay? I'm not walking down the street yelling Black Lives Matter. I mean burn, loot, murder, and like ruining my neighborhood. I'm not one of those people. But I'm also not one of those people that thinks America is the best at everything and everything we do is the bee's knees. I mean, there's just nothing wrong with being French. I mean, I'm sure if I lived in France, I'd be like, hey, this is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'll put it this way: if I lived in France, I don't think I would wake up and go, man, I wish we did things like America. I just think I'd be, hey, cool, French stuff. I don't know. So I don't understand this mentality of like, America did it, let's copy it. But like, a lot of culture gets copied, and so cancel culture, um, left wing groomer think it's spread across the world to some nations. Some nations are totally against it. Like for example, well, I was gonna say China, but they'll just put you in a camp and make you make Nikes. So never mind. Anyway, so everyone knows about cancel culture here in America, and it's kind of dying down because like they tried to cancel Joe Rogan. What happened? What happened when they tried to cancel Joe Rogan? He got more popular. Joe Rogan said he got on one of his platforms. I don't know which platform, but he said he got about 1 million more followers when they tried to cancel him, and they tried to cancel him several times because they didn't like his views on COVID, and like his views were basically like your best defense is your immune system, and try some alternative drugs that work. That's it. Because why? Well, because the government gets money off of the vaccine, so they want you to use something that doesn't work. I get it. Um, they didn't like Joe Rogan because he had certain guests on, because the certain guests told the truth about the government. Just to make a long story short, but he's big enough. They even tried to call him a racist. They took he's a comedian. I'm a comedian too. I say worse things than Joe Rogan has said throughout his whole career. I say worse things in a week, every day. They took clips of him over the past 12 years and strung together a bunch of racist stuff, taken out of context, basically. They try to get him canceled that way. It didn't work. Because, well, he's, big enough, he's famous enough. He's the most popular media person in America, actually. Okay? But the fact that they tried says a lot. You saw what happened to Gina Carano. She got canceled. She's obviously not as big as Joe Rogan, so she got canceled. But then the Daily Wire picked her up, and she got uncanceled. Okay, so once again, cancel culture, it's slowly fading away. Dave Chappelle, they tried to cancel Dave Chappelle. What happened? Nothing. Dave Dave Chappelle is almost as big as Joe Rogan, so you can't cancel Dave Dave Chappelle. So certain people, they're coming back anyway. But in Korea, cancel culture is like in the middle of its run. So when people get canceled, they actually get canceled. And you guys know what cancel culture is. It's just something. It's another term for like they want you dead. Because okay, like Mel Gibson, for example, there are people that still complain that he gets work. How long? How long is it gonna take for you to get over that he was drunk and dropped some truth bomb about some Jews? Who cares? He was drunk. He was ranting. He was pissed off. He's been going through three divorces. Whatever. Like you've never been drunk and pissed off and said some shit. Are we gonna make you lose your job and never be able to work again? Like, imagine if the average person got canceled, and every time that person tried to get a new job, 1,000, whatever, 2,000 people showed up to like his job or her job. Was like, yeah, so and so said something 6 years ago, and it was really mean. So like, what do you want this person to do? To like never do anything again? And but the thing with Mo Gibson, he's too talented. He has too many fans. There's too many people that want to see him act and direct and on TV on the big screen. That it's you can't keep the guy down. He still directs movies. People still go see the movies. He still gets roles. He's in a starring role. I forgot the name of the movie, so I'm not gonna see it. But he's like a cop or something. It's coming out soon. People are still mad. Well, you know why these people are mad? Because he's alive still. Cancel culture is just a code word for they want you dead. Because every time you do something, you get attacked. They don't want you to make a living. They don't want you to see your face. Like, if a person's not allowed to make a living, what do you want them to do? I mean, I don't know. I don't get the mentality of these cancel culture people. Anyway, back to Kim Garam. Apparently, when she was 12, she was a school bully. Now remember, she's a K-pop idol. She's a visual. She's a, once again, a solid 8 out of 10. She's a hot chick. Okay, so in middle school, so when she was 12 years old. Now here's the thing: it's a lot of he said, she said. But back in middle school, um, she had a friend. Okay, and her friend said some um, some disturbing stuff about about Kim Garam's friends. So Kim Garam um, confronted the person who was spreading false rumors about her friends. Okay, they got into a supposedly a 3 hour argument. Okay, and after the argument, they both apologized to each other. Okay, then the girl who was spreading rumors then told a male friend, and the male friend got mad that they had an argument, and the whole thing started over again. Okay, the same girl who's talking, who was spreading the rumors, then took a picture of Kim Garam's friend in the dressing room, like during PE, when she was changing clothes, and then posted those pictures on the internet. Because of that, supposedly, once again, it's all he said, she said. Um, I'm just, once again, I don't know if this is true, but supposedly, she hit the girl. Uh, Kim Garam, once again, another argument, and she hit the girl because she posted pics of her friend changing in the locker room. I mean, both girls got in trouble though. Okay, so as you can see, all of this that I just explained, that happened at 12 years old, is this a cancelable offense? Is this something like the girl that took the pictures? Should she be allowed to live her life? Kim Garam, the girl who supposedly hit the girl because her, this other girl posted pics of her friend changing in a dressing room. I mean, I don't see what the problem is here. I think posting the pictures of someone changing in the dressing room is a lot worse than anything else. I mean, I think that's the worst thing. Anyway, but that's just me. And then because of this, there's several other stories. But there's stories about her getting bullied. There's stories about her bullying other people. But the stories I read about her bullying other people is like, I'll give an example. She was in a dance club in middle school. I'm talking back when she was 12. One of the girls kept messing up her dance steps, and I'm paraphrasing. She's like, if you're not gonna do a good job, like, you don't have to be here. Like, the only reason why you're here is because we had an extra space. I've heard worse in a Overwatch lobby. Okay, I've heard worse in a Call of Duty I've heard worse in a Modern Warfare lobby. I've heard things in a first person shooter lobby that that would, I don't know, melt your eardrums. Every other word is a racist slur. Every other sentence is like your mom. Every other sentence is like, f you. You just just take every racial slur and then add an f word, and then every third word like, cunt. Okay? So if you consider bullying, calling someone out and being a bad dancer and going, hey, listen, you're only here because we had an extra spot. If that's bullying, then come on. How soft are we? 12 years old. Are you kidding me? When you're 12 years old, a 12-year-old saying that to another 12-year-old should not be considered bullying. That's just called life. This is what happens when you live in a participation trophy society. Yes, I said society like I'm the lead singer of Simple Plan. Society. I was going to say Sum 41, but they're actually good. Anyway, listen. There's a lot more stuff. Once again, but it's just like she was mean to me, but then there's more stories going. Well, someone was mean to me. It's just like people are mean to her. She's mean to them. He said, she said stuff. Just as many stories of Kim Garam being a bully, there's just as many stories of her being bullied. Anyway, so because of like, 6 people on Twitter complaining, the company finally folded and kicked her out of Le Sserafim. Okay, now listen. Um, I, I, I'm not a fan of cancel culture. Um, the thing is, when you have public outrage, quote unquote public outrage, the people who are doing all this complaining were not going to spend money on the product anyway. They were not going to be fans of the group anyway. If you okay, name your favorite whatever rock star, movie star, whatever, just favorite entertainer, and you find out that this person, I don't know, has a Girl Scout cookie addiction, and they dress up as a furry. Doesn't matter. I mean, seriously, you find out that 6 years ago, your neighbor had relations with an escort. What are you gonna do? You're gonna call their job and go, "Hey, listen, man, do you know who's working for you? Well, this person paid for services." No, yeah. Why would you do that? The people who are ruining other people's lives because of something that happened in middle school, just saying, middle school. The people who are sitting on Twitter waiting to just make sure, someone is thrown under the bus. This is the real problem. So like Kim Gurm, are you gonna tell me for the rest of her life now, every time she gets a job, because like being a K-pop idol is a job, okay? Bottom line, it's a job. Being an actor is a job. Being a rock star is a job. Flipping burgers at McDonald's is a job. Being a CEO is a job. Being a lawyer is a job. Pumping gas is a job. They're all jobs. So you're telling me when Kim Garam applies to be a barista at the Korean Starbucks, are you gonna call up Starbucks and be like, "Well, she bullied me when we were in middle school"? Exactly. No, you're not gonna do that. You know why? Because you're not jealous of her quote unquote success if she's like making coffee. The reason why you're counseling her is because you're jealous of her success. You didn't give a rat's ass about this girl until she was in a K-pop group. Just saying. I mean, look at every Supreme Court justice when they're nominated. What happens? All the skeletons come out the closet. Like, yeah, like when we were in high school. Wait, but he's 50. Okay, so what happened in high school? He drank and slapped me. Well, how come he didn't say anything 4 years ago? It just makes no sense. Like this cancel culture is stifling a lot of positive aspects of our society. There I go using the word society again. Like cancel culture needs to be canceled. There's no reason why you have to end someone's success, someone's livelihood, because when they were a child, they called you a name. Um, I'm assuming it's true if she did hit you, if she hit that girl. I think being hit uh, fits the punishment of posting inappropriate pictures of someone changing in the locker room. I think that's a fair punishment. I don't know. I think the person who posted the pics of the locker room pictures, I think that's the person that should be canceled. And then I love how people pick and choose what to be offended by. You know, I'm not offended by anything. I'm just, even though I'm saying I think the locker room thing is a lot worse than being hit once. If that's true, I mean, because I don't know. I don't. Once again, you had people saying it didn't happen. You had people saying it happened. But for some reason, there's more weight with the people saying it happened. But anyway, so the group Le Sserafim lost their visual. If you look at the group, minus Kim Garam, the visual, the group is ugly. I'm sorry. I'm not going to support this group. I'm not going to support cancel culture. Okay? If this girl ever gets to be in another K-pop group, I'm going to support that K-pop group because I'm just over this cancel culture bullshit. And it sucks because in other countries it's just starting because they copy America, they're the best. Really? Like, Korea, there's nothing wrong with the way your country's run. There's nothing wrong with your culture. Okay? Stop judging someone based on what they did when they were 12. We once again, we like that other idol I was talking about. God, it feels like 80 shows ago. That idol Sojin, who was accused of being a bully, like 10 years ago in whatever middle school. Someone claimed that she was, and this is the thing, like smoking cigarettes and like I forgot, like stealing someone's PE uniform, and she got canceled over that. Really? That's and there was no proof. It was just another it was another he said she said about that. That was all verbal. There was no physical proof. Once again, it happened 10 years ago. Though she got canceled though. When are we gonna stop letting cancel culture win? Even though it is dying down in America, but it's only working for super. We're talking A-list, A-list celebrities, like once again Joe Rogan, Dave Chappelle. Gina Carano is a she's not an A-list. She's like a B-list celebrity. It's just because of her personality. Like she's not trying to be an A-list. She could be an A-list if she put herself out there more. She's really pretty, and she has a hardcore fan base from her MMA days. I like Gina Carano because of her MMA days. I used to be a big fan of her back then. I've seen all her fights, so I don't know her for her acting in the first place. I know her from fighting because I really liked watching chicks fight because it's a turn on. We all have our fetishes, okay? Mine is dressing up as a furry, watching female W. I mean, watching female MMA. I was gonna say WMA, which makes no sense. Women's martial arts. WMMA, women's mixed martial arts. Anyway, um, so as you guys know, the most important part of a K-pop group is the visual because most groups are only as popular as their visual. So Le Sserafim kicked the visual out due to cancel culture. So I am canceling my support. Just letting you know. I know I'm not gonna change anything. I'm just one person. But this one person is sick of cancel culture, and I am not going to support the group the Seraphim because they kicked someone out because when they were 12 they hit someone and called someone a bad dancer. I'm sorry, that does not determine what kind of person you are. Everyone has done something stupid when they're 12. I mean, I'm not going to act all high and mighty. Who am I to judge? You know? I might have the looks of a god, but I'm not. Anyway, you guys have a good one. Peace.